Wonder Woman 1984. Woo! It's taken me a bit longer than I'd hoped to get this review out, but I've been able to sort of sit back and watch the discourse online, and it's been pretty entertaining. I didn't even get to watch this movie right away. I think I watched it Sunday night. Sorry it's taken a few days to get this review together for everybody, but it's time to talk about Wonder Woman 1984. Now, this is going to be a spoiler-filled review, I guess. You know, the movie's been out for almost a week at this point, since Christmas Day. I feel like enough people have been able to watch it. And, you know, plenty of people have probably already watched other reviews and spoiler reviews. I'm a little bit late to the party on this one. Sorry. But I didn't think this movie was very good. I was pretty disappointed by it. Now, I don't think it's the worst movie ever made. I watch a lot of bad movies. Like, I love Batman Forever. Even Batman and Robin is a guilty pleasure of mine. But, you know, for whatever reason, Batman Forever is, you know, I really enjoy that movie. Aquaman, not to throw any shade at Aquaman, but Aquaman harkens back, and it came out, you know, just like 2 years ago. Aquaman harkens back to those 80s movies like Flash Gordon and, you know, just that whole sort of genre. And Wonder Woman 1984 was trying to do a little bit of that, you know, incorporate the Richard Donner Superman stuff and the 80s stuff, you know, the fashion, the style, the malls. And this movie just feels tonally dumbed down when you compare it to the first Wonder Woman movie. And I thought the first Wonder Woman movie was great. You know, it's not my favorite DC movie. You know, I even like the final set piece in Wonder Woman between Diana and Ares when they're having this like epic battle and philosophical debate at the same time. I like that sequence. And I watch other people's reviews and they're talking like, well, Wonder Woman is good, but that third act was kind of, you know, like they complain about that, which I don't really have any problem with that. For me, my issues with Wonder Woman 1984 are the tone, and the writing is just dumbed down. Now, the opening sequence on Themyscira I thought was great. Now, I do have some issue with the way it finally plays out. You know, little Diana falls off the horse, and, you know, prior to that, she misses the target. And, you know, we don't see her sort of, I don't know if it's like a flag or what, drop down. And the lowest it's hanging means you're in the lead. So she misses that. She gets knocked off the horse. And what is she to do? Well, little Diana finds a way to get back to her horse that's like ran way far in advance in the course and is able to hop back on and finish and wins. Well, Antiope seems to have issue with that and calls Diana a cheater. And it's like, in my eyes, like, I didn't necessarily see her as a cheater. She was just found a way to finish the race. Now, if Antiope would have said that, you know, she cheated by not hitting the marker, well, then sure, that's fine. But they never seem to bring that up, which watching this whole sequence play out, I thought that was a bit weird. But aside from that, I thought the whole sequence on Themyscira was great. You know, it's something we've missed since the first Wonder Woman. And I'm excited to see, you know, Paradise Island revisited in Zack Snyder's Justice League. You know, to see Hippolyta get some action against Steppenwolf. I think it's going to be pretty rad. But anyway, now we get into the mall sequence. That's the next sort of main sequence, right, in the film. The worst thing about this movie, they should have cut out the mall sequence. I think it was like today or yesterday, Patty Jenkins mentioned that Warner Brothers wanted her to cut out either the mall scene or Themyscira. Maybe it was both. She should have cut out the mall sequence, man. I get it. It's nostalgia. It's 80s. You know, malls were popular. There's the Americana sort of consumerism that was popping in the 80s. But this whole sequence was utter trash, man. I saw this leaked on Twitter like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it was the full version, but it was terrible, man. And just the idea that there would be a black market sort of front in a mall jewelry store is ludicrous. Like, who would do that? Honestly, who would do that? It's ridiculous. And just like Diana trying to avoid like being seen and, you know, using her tiara to like knock out the cameras. It's ridiculous. And I don't know, just the goons that are trying to do the heist, and the one guy grabs the little girl. It was just the way it played out, man. It's super cringy. And then one dude gets like knocked into like a sign and is like twirling around, and then Diana like knocks him up like 12 feet in the air, and he does like a double flip. It wasn't just like one back flip. It was like a double flip. Which was just terrible, man. It was terrible. And I don't know. It's just like some of those choices. For me, it's a lot of little choices, whether it's character choices or, you know, tonal choices, the cheesiness and the way the story plays out, and the dream or wish stone or whatever it's called. You know, I didn't like that. And the fact that Diana knows nothing about this, yet Maxwell Lord knows, like he has schematics of this thing, of this ancient rock that's been like throughout like civilizations for thousands of years. It's like destroyed civilizations, and it was like last sort of known to be in like, it was sort of like last known to be in the possession of like the Mayans, and led to like their downfall. Well, I mean, instead of having a black market front in a mall jewelry store, like, wouldn't it have been much better if like to see Maxwell Lord or some other character like go in an ancient Mayan ruin and retrieve this object? Have a little more context like that. Maybe a little bit more, I don't know, just a little bit more intrigue, like some Indiana Jones style artifact retrieval. I don't know. That's just maybe me. I don't know. That sounds a lot cooler than, you know, a character, I guess some criminals going into a mall to rob some artifacts from a jewelry store. But anyway, you know, as far as like some of the characters and the acting, I thought Gal did a phenomenal job as Wonder Woman and Diana. I think it's the best I've seen Gal act yet in any movie. So that was nice to see. We didn't learn much about her character, which is sort of a disappointment, other than, you know, she wanted Steve Trevor. She got Steve Trevor, and then we had to see her let go of Steve Trevor once again. I did like some of those moments where we got to see some old photographs of, it looked like Charlie's wedding. Charlie from the first Wonder Woman movie, the Scottish guy with the kilt, you know. And then there was I don't remember the character's name, her like secretary from first Wonder Woman movie. They were like standing in front of like old New York City from like 1930 or something like that. That was nice to see. I did like those little character moments. It's hard to believe that Diana would be, you know, a person that would have to, you know, go to dinner alone after, I don't know, if she's been in New York City for, or not New York City, but like the United States or Washington, D.C., wherever, for like 40 years or something like that, 30, 40, 50 years even maybe. And then Maxwell Lord, played by Pedro Pascal. I thought he was great as far as his like performance. I thought his character was, you know, he's a cheesy kind of 80s sort of oil salesman guy, infomercial kind of guy. Sort of, that's how his character is by design. So it's kind of how you have to take him at face value, right? All the stuff with the wishes, not really a fan of that. I thought it just kind of got a little I don't know, a little unfocused on like how it all works, you know, like what are the rules on the wishes, you know? Obviously a person can only have one wish. Well, Barbara had her wish where she wished she was like Diana. And then later on in the movie, Pedro, or I guess Maxwell Lord, right now that he's like the wishing stone or whatever in human form, offers Barbara another wish, and she wishes she was an apex predator. Well, why an apex predator? There's no real sort of, I guess, dive into why she would want to be like that. I don't know. I thought that was a little odd. A lot of logic issues with this movie. Steve Trevor, Diana, they go to the Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. They somehow get on the tarmac with a modern day jet. And Steve Trevor knows how to fly this thing. You know, he pushes the throttle up. He's looking at the gauges and he's able to lift this thing off the tarmac. It's like, dude, you were flying a 1917 biplane with a freaking propeller. Like, this is way advanced stuff than what you were dealing with, buddy. I don't know. It's just a lot of little logic things that just don't add up in this movie. And it just makes it feel really dumbed down when you look at it from the first Wonder Woman movie. Now, I would like to do sort of like a back-to-back rewatch, and I guarantee it would feel jarring. Now, there's a lot of stuff they could have done with this movie as far as it being in the 80s. And, you know, they incorporated the fashion and the cars. And I thought the music, though, as well as Han's score is in this film, I feel like they missed they had a missed opportunity. I feel like they really could have thrown some synthesizer in there. And sure, there's some synth in like the soundtrack and everything, but Aquaman has 10 to 12 times more synthesizer in its, you know, score and soundtrack than Wonder Woman 1984 does. I don't know. It's just something I was hoping that this movie would have. And it just, I feel like it would have given that 80s vibe. And even like, say like a movie like Thor Ragnarok, whether you like the movie or not, it was going for that same type of like 80s Flash Gordon style. And as soon as Wonder Woman 1984 was announced, they were like, oh, they're just trying to be like Thor Ragnarok. Well, I mean, not to compare the two really, but I mean, Thor Ragnarok had quite a bit of synthesizer in its score and soundtrack. So that's all I'm trying to say. I feel like it was a missed opportunity. I feel like it would have helped with that 80s vibe they were going for. And I just feel like it was a missed opportunity. Now, this does feel like a prequel to Justice League. Tonally, this feels like it would go right in line with Justice League. This doesn't even feel like the same. It doesn't even feel like the same. Like it fits in the same universe as the first Wonder Woman movie. Even with how the first Wonder Woman movie like bookends with Diana, you know, receiving the, I guess the, you know, the photograph and stuff from Bruce. You know, we see the security truck pull up, and the guards walk it in with the briefcase. Just, I don't know. It's just, it bums me out. Like I was just hoping for something that would feel cohesive and fall in line with the first Wonder Woman movie. And, you know, I just feel like they dropped the ball. And the whole Beautiful Lie thing, you know, as much of a nod as it is to BVS, it's just, it just felt weird to me. It just felt weird. Like if there was a moment where it like shot to like Bruce wishing that his parents were back, that would have been nice. But that doesn't really make sense to be in the movie. So I don't know. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on Wonder Woman 1984. I could go on and on. But I think this will do. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What did you think of this movie? What were some moments you thought were cringy? What were some of the stuff you liked about this movie? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more videos. I'm Rex Overdrive. I'll see you next time.